All right, so 325 is the one we're talking about today. And it does get into ethical hacking, which is a huge important thing if you're working in cybersecurity. Couple things I wanted to make sure we hit. Always important to keep all private information and intellectual property private. Talk about if you find any hazards or risks, and use only legally obtained software, so you can't use pirated things to do your stuff. These are the 4 steps of ethical hacking: reconnaissance, scanning, compromise, and remediation. And this lesson takes you through all of them. We kind of have a lot of the skills already. We've already done a network scan, where we were just picking which ports are open to figure out what's open, like FTP, HTTP, SSH. Even though the end of the last lesson we spent shutting down those ports. So yeah, remember all this good stuff here. So this time we're going to do a slightly different scan, and it's called a ping scan, and it basically figures out which port or which computers are on your system. So the first thing we do is open this up, change this to ping scan. You don't really have to type anything else in, and you do a ping scan, and it's pretty quick. It'll find out what is in there. Oops, I forgot to do my 10.2.0.0/24. Let me try that again. So we're pinging the network, and this one's faster than the quick scan, even though the quick scan is named quick scan. And then what we should be able to see out of this is basically which IP addresses are on the system. Okay, if we hit topology, we can zoom in here. Can we zoom in? Where's my zoom button? Wow, this is like really slow. Anyway, you can see, there we go. I clicked on one. Oh, geez. Controls. Can we zoom? There we go. Zoom. We can see our system here. Whoa, whoa. This is just really laggy. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. What have I done? Anyway, if this weren't like that, you'd be able to see the names of each of these hosts. Here's 10.2.5 and all the hosts we know. And we're ignoring 1, 2, and 9. But you can see it really quickly finds out what things are on your system. Okay, so you can save that as a ping scan. Just follow directions in number 4. One thing it should be able to show you is also the MAC addresses, in addition to just showing you which IP address. Remember, MAC address is a specific address for that computer. Here it is. Okay, and each computer has a MAC address. That's extra information that you have about the system. Okay, and then we are going to run a quick scan plus, and we're going to do it just on pump PLC, if you recognize that IP address. So we're going to do 10.2.0.5, and we're going to do a quick scan plus. So this one should be a little better than quick scan. If you remember what quick scan showed you, all the ports that are open and stuff like that. This one should be pretty quick, but it should show us a little more. It scans those 100 ports again. Remember how last time you'd say, oh, there's 6 ports open, there's 94 closed. And when it completes, we're going to hit the Nmap Output tab. This one right here, which we're already on. Okay, so we're going to save this to our computer, and this one is even better than a quick scan, and you're going to download it with Guacamole and get it to your computer again. Both those scans you just did. And that catches you up from the first day. Let's see if it's done yet. Okay, look. So this is even better. Not only does it show me which ports are open, they're all back open, by the way. All that work you did to shut them down, they're back open. Not only does it tell me they have FTP open, but it tells me which version they have. How could that be useful? Well, if I know they have FTP, Pro FTP 1.3.5, I could see if there's any vulnerabilities in that specific one, or check if they didn't update it and stuff like that. So yeah, it tells more detailed versions of everything. I still see all the ports that are open and the services that are running, but I know more about them. I also have the MAC address here and the operating systems and all that stuff. So it gives you more info. So Quick Scan Plus is a little better. Okay, so like I just said there, it shows the operating system and it shows the version they're running on each one of these things. Okay, so yeah, anyway, good times. So moving on to scanning. So that's reconnaissance. We just put feelers out with a quick scan and a ping scan. Ping scans just to see what computers there are. Quick scan gives you versions and ports that are open. All sorts of good stuff, right? The second thing you're going to do is discover services and software that are on the host. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up a PowerShell window, and we're going to, now that we know from our Quick Scan Plus what services are running, like FTP and HTTP and stuff like that, we're going to look for vulnerabilities. So this is kind of cool. Nessus is a service that can check for vulnerabilities. So we're going to do this in PowerShell first before we open Nessus. Okay, so we go in and we close that down, shrink it down. So we'll open up a PowerShell window. Boom. And then we have to type these 2 lines of code basically to make sure it cleans everything up. So we're going to stop. We're going to do net stop. And then, is it capital? We got to spell it right. Untenable Nessus. Okay, let me make sure I can type that correctly. Net stop, tenable Nessus, Nessus. Okay, so it stopped Nessus, and then it's going to start it back up. So we basically just reset our stuff. Okay, boom. Okay, so it started it back up. Now that it's started up, from the Windows Start button, we're going to go to the Nessus Web Client. So we go down here to our Windows Start button. Come on. Oh, my thing's in the way. And you can get there by either going down here or just start typing it in. So we go Nessus Web Client. So we're opening up a piece of software that's going to help find some vulnerabilities. And this thing's pretty cool. We need to click Advanced if this thing pops up. So here we go. And then proceed to unsafe. It seems weird to do that, but we're going to do this. We're going to do an advanced scan. So advanced and proceed to localhost, which is unsafe. Okay, so once again, we have awesome passwords here. Admin and password. Boom. Okay, and then we're going to do a new scan and then the advanced scan. New scan, advanced scan. Okay, and then on our basic general settings, we're going to enter all our information here. You do have to enter this carefully. and we'll see what cool stuff comes out afterwards. Okay, so under our general settings, we're going to do my names. Okay, good. I'm going to fill this out. I'll pause it while I do. So I went and typed this stuff in on here, and then we're going to go to the report page here. And we need to, boom, we need to make sure we have the override normal verbosity checked, report as much as information as possible checked, and leave everything else. So we're going to go override, report as much as possible. So I have to click those two. And then on the advanced page, we're just going to verify, which means it's probably already set this way. We'll double check. We're going to verify that enable safe checks is no, and leave. So we want to make sure. Oh, we want to have that off. Okay, good thing we checked. Boom. Okay, so we hit save. We save all those settings. Okay, so now to run this, we're going to go to the checkbox next to our name near the top right of the page. Boom. Okay, and then launch is here. Okay, so I want to make sure we do this. So we're going to select, so we click the checkbox near the top right of the page, click more, select launch, and launch again to confirm the scan. Okay, I think launch. Okay. So it's running a scan. There it is. You can tell it's working. It takes a while to run this scan. So because it's doing lots of stuff with these ports and stuff. So while it's running, let's check out what it's doing here. And then we're going to click our name to review the details. Okay, so we can see it working along the way. And basically, it's looking for vulnerabilities. So this is a great tool. Here we go. I clicked on it. So you can see already there's one host. Vulnerabilities, if I click on that, it's starting to find stuff. Now, I don't think it's found anything bad. See how info is just blue, and then if it's bad, it's going to be red. So it's looking for some vulnerabilities, and it's running. So this will take a while to run. So you got to let it do its thing. So yeah, I clicked the name, review scan details. I wonder if that's, oh, we're in scan details here. Okay, so far we're not seeing a lot. Oh, it's finding some more. Okay, all of them are blue so far. It's the red stuff you want to look for. So basically, if there's a buggy version, it'll find all sorts of weird stuff. So this is what a cybersecurity person would use to try to find some bad stuff. Like if there's anything here that's red, you know it's something vulnerable that needs to be fixed. And you can look up, what's cool is you can look up what needs to be fixed. So, all right. Let's see here. Still running. All blue so far, so we're going to let that do its thing. So while it's running, you're going to go and do a little research because it takes a while. You're going to go and research like what happens if you find a plugin. So if you search Nessus Tenable and plugin ID, so we just go to like a Google page, Nessus Tenable. And see if we can find these here. So we'll go to Tenable, and we want to search for some of the high risk ones. You'll do a little research here. So I typed in 84215 and I can look up what is the description of this vulnerability, and See all sorts of good stuff with that.